Hello, fellow traders. This is TheRumpledOne coming to you on Friday, June the 7th. The year's 2024. Let's talk trading. It's time for the weekly wrap-up, and it is NFP Day. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. So let's take a quick look at the weekly chart. All gaps are filled. If you're just tuning in, that's the weekly open gap. And we can see we are 73 pips off the weekly high, 50 off the low, and just 12 pips above the open. We zoom out to the monthly. We are 13 pips above the open, 73 off the high, and 50 off the low. And considering, sounds like I repeated myself because this is the first week of the month. And so monthly and weekly are the same. And once again, monthly and weekly are the same. You can see right here, we went through the top of the weekly open, or I'm sorry, the yearly opening range, that first day of the year high. You can see we went through the high of the opening range for the week, and then we came back down. And since it's NFP day, you can see that we're definitely starting to put in some range. Looks like 81 pips at the moment. And for the year, 28 pips above the yearly open. 153 off the high, 154, and 440 off the low. So we're pretty much just hovering right around that weekly open. Now, we had an inside bar 2 days ago. Today we broke the high and we just broke the low. So inside bar traders, lots of action if you look at the dashboard. And we are inside the monthly inside bar range that happened 5 months ago. And we've got 81 pips. Once again, it's NFP day, and we only have 4 pairs over 100. So I guess everybody's trading crypto because it seems like the FOREX just isn't having as much action. And part of that, I think, is because the U.S. and their laws and so many brokers, giving up MT4. So it's just been kind of crazy. And we can see here, looking at the buy zone, we're heading towards that weekly open. And just to let everybody know, I shorted like 1 minute before the NFP announcement. I just looked at the charts and I just took a gamble. Small trade, but I walked away with 53 pips. So, but I think I've left about 20 on the table because I think I closed somewhere in the 50s or the 40s, but I left a few pips on the table. Could have just, if I stayed in that trade, there would have been more pips to be had. But it's NFP, anything can happen. Why chance it? And as you can see here, we're breaking through that weekly open. And the thing is, why chance it? I did chance it, so don't do that at home, fellow traders. There's really no reason to take a risk like that, because that really is risky, because anything could happen with the news. Or if you do, like I said, just trade trade very light so you don't get wiped out. As I usually put on the risk screen. Don't lose any more than you're willing to lose on a trade. Just don't. And one of the problems if you do an NFP trade is that it might blow right through your stop loss by 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 pips or more. So you just have to be careful if you're going to do something like that. And as you can see here, Bambino Flex indicator said to go be long, price near the pivot, be long, and you can see sometimes things don't work out according to plan. We hit the pivot a couple times, made money, price got near R1, you take that short, and then you'd be 80 some pips to the good. And I'm just curious now. Let me look up on my other screen. Look at my entry. Yeah, I was short at 27.91. No, that's not right. That can't be right. That's weird. For some reason, my trade isn't showing up. Anyway, let's move on and let's take a look here. So we've taken out today's pivot. Oh, that's an H4 pivot we took out. Let's see. Today's pivot we took out. Looks like we might have opened right on the pivot. Let's see, we still have two open pivots from May. We got close to taking out this pivot here. That's from 63 days ago. The May pivots are right here. Weekly, we've taken out the weekly pivot. We've got an open pivot from 2 weeks ago, and we haven't taken out this monthly pivot yet. We missed by 32 pips. And we are 67 pips away from it. Right here, you can see wick zone. And I guess that trade wasn't the right trade either, because that, for some strange reason. Oh, here we go. Now, yeah, I was short at 28.10. So you can see I shorted, and the reason was I was looking at this for a top scrape trade. I think I might have told you about that in the last video. Mentioned about it. You can see here. I just took the chance. I looked at this bar. It looked like a return bar to me, and it just fell through. Well, looks like we just hit the monthly open and bounced. For the week, only 123 pips of range. Like I said, it seems like everybody must be trading Bitcoin or some other cryptos out there. And I know there's some of people ask me about the cryptos, and yeah, I have a few, but I think I might have mentioned this. I bought some Bitcoin, I bought some Cardano, and I bought some Ethereum, but those are lottery tickets. At one point, I had doubled the account when it hit those peaks. It's pulled back. It's still close to, I think it's up about 80% or so at the moment. But I was looking once again at a lotto ticket where I'm thinking, 5 to 10 times. And so I was kind of kicking myself when it had more than doubled, and because the Cardano, I think I was in at 26 or 27, and it went to like 81, and I was so itching to sell it, but I didn't. So now it's almost about a little better than half it gave back about half. But since I had to stick with the plan, and that's a hard thing to do. I went through all kind of emotions, but I just said, that's a lotto ticket, you leave it alone. So, because if you probably look back on your trading career, especially with some stocks, or you probably see if you leave it alone, you probably would have made a lot more money. I mean, who didn't own Google under 100, and who didn't own Apple back at 40 or 60? If you had just left it alone. I mean, it's one of those things where I wish I would have had 100 shares of all those different stocks just stuck in some account and just left it alone. Said, you know what, I'll check on this in 5 years or 10 years or something. Or if the stock price, goes up a factor of 10, have an alert set or something. But, it's just really difficult. And, when I was talking about process versus outcome, that's one of the things where if you're focused on the outcome, you're probably going to do something that you shouldn't have done, or not do something that you should have done. But if you focus on the process, you won't miss out on things. You'll do what you're supposed to do. So on that trade this morning, the process was, I'm going to do a top scrape, and I'm going to, NFP's going to hit, and if it goes my way, I'll grab me some pips. And like I said, I got lucky. And as I always say, wins are luck. I can't control the outcome of a win. I mean, you really can't. Even if you were up 50 pips, you can't really control the outcome, because you could take the 50 pips, or you could say, you know what, I could put a 10 pip trailer on it, but you're not really controlling the outcome. The market's controlling the outcome. About the only thing you can do there is put in a stop loss so you don't give back too many pips. And you just have to hope that the market doesn't do something crazy and once again blow right through your stop loss. So, once again, it's a matter of focus. And just go through these numbers. We only broke out of last week's high by 17 pips. We did not break out at a low, so we've got a higher bar so far for the week. High minus close, 85 for you red rats. Close minus low, 39 for you green rats. High minus open for the weekly crossover buy zone traders, 85. And open minus low, 38 for the shorters. So, fellow traders, fastest 15 minutes in trading is almost over. So, I hope you've had a profitable day and week and month so far this month. And I'm going to wish you a fun and safe weekend. Be careful out there. So, when you come back to your trading platform, I want you to always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is TheRumpledOne, over and out.